Mr. Professor. My name is Haven Nicole Wilson. I will be reading Lucky Beans by Becky Bartha, illustrated by Nicole Tadgett. Cold wind ripped through Marshall Loman's old wool jacket. The snow froze and it slipped right through his hand and down. Boots ran up the steps and stared. Kitchen. What's for dinner, Ma? I'm starving. Get those boots off and hang your coat up, Ma said without looking around, and I don't want to wear any complaints about dinner. But Marshall had already peeked into the big pot. Beans again? Aw, Mom, can we ever have anything else? Yes, it's beans again. We're lucky to have them. So get washed on and double and then set the table. Marshall didn't feel so lucky. The elbows of his jacket were worn almost all the way through. Dad had been out of work for months, and there was no money. The house was crowded since Aunt Minnie and Uncle Matt moved in. Now Marshall had to share a room with his little brother and sister, Tommy and Pasky, and he was starting to hate beans.
Can you scoot it up?
No. After dinner, when Ma pulled out her mending basket, Marshall showed his worn jacket. Dad turned on the radio. President Roosevelt is going to speak tonight. He said, maybe he's found a way to get America out of mess we're in. Marshall was halfway through his homework when President came on the radio. He didn't understand all the big words, but he knew Mr. President Roosevelt was on the poor people's side. On the way to school the next morning, Marshall and Tommy drove past Kaplan's furniture store. Whenever Marshall helped Ma carry groceries home, she would stop to look at the shiny sewing machine in the window. Only $239.5. The sign had said that was $23.95 that Ma would never have. Today, alongside the sewing machine was the biggest drawer of the beans he had ever seen. There was a different sign. How many beans are in the jar? When the brand new sewing machine. How many beans they got in there? Tommy pulled out Marshall's sleeve. 100, 1,000. How should I know? Marshall answered, but he was thinking, I know somebody who would know. On the way home, Marshall looked through the store window again. Ladies were writing on the little cards of paper and pushing them through into a big box. The night after Ma checked his homework, Marshall told her about the contest.
It's a big book. It's a long book, so read 3 more pages and then put a bookmark in it.
I have to finish the book.
It's a long book and you have other homework to do.
The next day when Marshall and Tommy got home, Mom said, I went to the furniture store today. She was cooking beans again. Did you enter the contest? Ma said yes. I need a little more time to chew it over. aren't you going to complain about having beans, Ma joked. Marshall shook his head. I figure the more you know about beans, the better. That night, homework was a page for our arithmetic problems. How many cups are in the pin? Marshall knew the answer to how many pence are in a quart. Mom was looking over his shoulder. Boy, don't you know how many pence fit a quart? She asked. Go down the cellar and fetch an empty pint jar. In the cellar, May kept food she had cleaned from Dad's garden. Empty smart to measure it. 2 pints filled with quart. So 4 cups made a quart. After school the next day, Marshall saw a new sign in Mr. Kaplan's window. Only 2 days left to make your guess. Kids were sneaking around our mama. Mama's going to win the sewing machine. Tommy picked up. Your mama, Angie, you Joseph, in Marshall's class. Word around to face Tommy. They won't let you, Mama, win. Only white ladies can win contests. Tommy shouted back. That's not true. Then he turned it to Marshall. Marshall, is it? Marshall grabbed his brother's hand and marched into the store. Come on, Tommy, we're going to find out. Well, young man, what can I do for you? Mr. Robbins said to Marshall. I have a question about sewing machine contest rules. Can anybody win or only can white ladies win? Mr. Kaplan took his glasses off and looked at Marshall in the eye. Anybody can win a contest, he said. This is America. It will be fair. When Marshall and Tommy got home, Ma was cooking potatoes and cabbage, but 5 sacks of beans sat on the kitchen table. Where'd all those beans come from? Marshall asked. Oh, the church ladies and neighbors. After dinner, I want you boys to help me count them. But run down the cellar now, Marshall, and fetch the pink jar of tomatoes. About the half, Marshall checked the pickle crock before starting upstairs. Of course, it was still empty, but Marshall stopped in his tracks. The pickle crock, he was sure of it, with the same size of the big jar of beans. They could count how many beans fit into the pickle crock. Then Ma would know right number. After dinner, Dad lugged the pickle crock up the kitchen. They all crowded around counting beans from sacks and dumplings and into the crock. The last bin was numbered 430, 341, but 430 and 41 beans didn't fill much of a crock. Ma peered well. She said, the sign didn't say guess. I reckon that's what we'll have to do. Then Marshall remembered something from school. His class was finished with measuring and now how they learn estimating. It's better than guessing, Miss Dover had said. Use what you already know and solve the problem, Marshall said. Ma, I know. Let's count how many beans fit in a quart jar. And how many quarts of water fill up the crock. Then we can multiply beans times quarts to estimate the number of beans. Ma grinned at me. Now you're looking with gas, she said. When they were finished counting and multiplying, they had the number Ma thought was right. 1,328 beans. On Saturday morning, Mr. Calvin's furniture store was full of people. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Rockness, we had 327 entries today, and we have a winner. First, let's review how many beans are in the jar. He unscrewed the lid and showed the number marked inside. 53,293. Marshall heard gasped a whistle. Holy Marco, somebody said. Marshall's heart was thumping hard. Ma guess was so close. Was she going to win? Mr. Robert went on. One guess was off by only 13 beans, and the winner who guessed 53,293. 53,280 beans is Mrs. Josephine Loman from 72334 Monticello Street. Ma, that's you. Marshall threw his arms around his mother's waist. Congratulations, Mrs. Loman. Mr. Ratwin shook Ma's hand. After Ma won the sewing machine, everything got a little better. Ma was sewing up a storm and getting paid for it too. And Mom got part-time work, helping Mr. Nothing with the waiters. The only thing that wasn't so good was the other prize Ma won. The jar of beans seemed even bigger in Mom's kitchen than it had in Mr. Ruffin's store. To Marshall, it looked like a lifetime supply. And to capture.
Just turn it off.